subscribe to our videos so that more people can hear the Word of God.
Good morning and welcome to Thursday and welcome to 5 Minutes a Day with God. And so we are going to look at Jonah chapter 1, 4 through 6. We're just taking little chunks at a time to really study it. And again, remember the two questions I told you to ask. One is, what does this say about God's character? And how does God want me to respond to this? All right, so Jonah 1, 4 through 6. Then the Lord sent a great wind on the sea, and such a violent storm arose that the ship threatened to break up. All the sailors were afraid, and each cried out to his own God. And they threw the cargo into the sea to lighten the ship. But Jonah had gone below deck, where he lay down and fell into a deep sleep. The captain went to him and said, "How can you sleep? Get up and call on your God. Maybe he will take notice of us so that we will not perish." All right. So the first thing I want to look at is that phrase, the Lord sent a great wind on the ship, such a violent storm. So basically God stirs up the storm. And we think of the opposite, right? And we think of Jesus calm the storm, right? And that's what we want in our life. We're like, God, calm the storm, take away the trials, make it easy sailing for me in the journey of life, right? But God sends a storm. And if we're honest, well, there's a couple reasons why God sends storms. The first thing is to show that he's in control, right? He is sovereign. So when he sent the storm, he's saying that he is sovereign over all the earth, right? He has the ability to tell the waves, go crazy, right? And he has control over everything. And the second thing is, I think that sometimes, if we're not honest, maybe we don't have thought about this before, but God can send us storms, right? We always think of like storms maybe from Satan, right? But God can also use events in our lives to like shake us up, because he's trying to shake us up out of our complacency. Maybe we have become too comfortable in the world that we are in. And so God allows storms in our lives so that we can cry out to him, so that we can realize that our dependency and everything is from him. Because sometimes we could have false control, right? A false sense of control, that I got it together, God. It's okay, I got this. And so God shakes things up to say, do you really get this? Do you really have this? And our answer is no, I don't. I need you, God. So that's one thing I wanted to look at. And then all of a sudden, this vessel that was on its way, was a cargo vessel, is not a safe vessel anymore. So the sailors are all crying out to their gods. And this is the part which always cracks me up. Where is Jonah, right? He is asleep. So we think of another ship in the New Testament, another boat where Jesus is asleep. But Jesus is asleep because he is in control of the waves. He's going to wake up and say peace, right? And so why is Jonah asleep, right? And so it's just conjecture. But I think maybe Jonah is so like trying to forget and trying to not think about things, and he is so in denial of that he's running away from God. He's so stuck in his rebellion that he is just checking out, right? He is just checking out of life. And sometimes that can happen to us. We can maybe use sleep as a form of depression to just kind of check out. And I think that's what Jonah could have been doing. And so it was more of an all hands on deck, right? This is bad. We try to lighten our load, but this ship might burst and break up, and then we're all going to drown. And so I think it's interesting that they turned to their false gods, right? Because that's all they had. That's all they knew. And so they thought, wait, we need everyone to participate. This is a big deal. So they go to Jonah and they go, hey, maybe you call your God, right? Maybe your God can help us. And so I think that's also another interesting thing, is that Jonah's God caused this, right? And so he was actually the reason for bringing this on, because he was trying to escape from God, but they didn't know that yet. And so they're saying, please call on your God. But as we see these sailors, they were calling onto all their false gods. And if we're honest, I want to just leave you with this. When storms happen and things are hard, do you turn straight to your God? Do you turn straight to God? Or do you turn to false things for comfort? Maybe a shopping trip, right? You think of like retail therapy, right? To just get to kind of numb, or food, or we may binge on Netflix or anything, or just binge on TikTok or social media because we want to numb ourselves. So again, who are you turning to when your life is upside down? Think about that. Have a good day, and I'll see you tomorrow. And remember, 5 minutes of the Word can change your life.